Hello and welcome to the winners interviews of the 2023 American Financial Technology Awards, held in early December of last year. Now, CompatibL won the category for the best new technology introduced over the last 12 months, AI and machine learning, thanks to its CompatibL AI offering. Now, I'm joined by Alexander Sokol, who is founder and executive chairman of CompatibL. Welcome, Alexander. Good to see you again. It's been a while. Congratulations to you, and of course, congratulations to CompatibL for this recent win, but also for extending its run of successes in the annual American Financial Technology Awards.
Hello, Victor. Thank you. We're very excited about this award and our, the potential of AI in financial markets.
Yeah, good. Okay, so as a means of kind of finding out a little bit more about the potential that you just referred to, it seems these days, Alexander, that everybody, every vendor that is with a trading or risk platform is either already in the course of introducing or has already introduced AI to enhance the intelligence of their particular offerings. My question to you then is, what does CompatibL AI offer users that you believe sets it apart from other similar providers in the space?
Yes, of course. Over the past year and a half, since ChatGPT took the world by storm, one thing that became clear is that language models are considerably less impressive when faced with tasks that require specialized jargon or deep insight into financial concepts. And this is hardly a surprise, because language models learn primarily from the information available on the internet, where text about complex trading, risk management are relatively infrequent.
Yeah.
And as a result, the knowledge of financial markets is not well represented in AI training data sets. And that makes out-of-the-box LLMs less effective financial applications. If someone tries to just take ChatGPT or the underlying GPT or Llama model and apply it to financial workflow, the results will not likely to be good. So at CompatibL, we realized very early that building AI solutions for trading and risk management will require considerable R&D investment. And in early 2023, around 2 months from the release of ChatGPT, we made a decision to allocate a significant share of our R&D budget to harness AI for capital markets. And over the past year, our R&D team have developed novel prompt engineering and fine-tuning techniques to achieve optimal LLM performance for finance. So in other words, we started from standard models such as the GPT family and the Llama family, which are the 2 leading models. One of them is provided as a service and the other one is open source, and trained them and modified them and enhanced them specifically to perform for finance. And our LLM research is not only in the product, so we also presented it at 3 major conferences last fall, and some of it is also being released as open source software to benefit the entire financial community. And these innovations is what helped CompatibL AI to achieve this high level of accuracy that resulted in this award.
Good. Okay, let's drill down a little bit more into the kind of the guts of the CompatibL AI. What do you see, Alexander, as the ideal use cases for CompatibL AI across the buy side and the sell side? And what enhancements to existing business processes, I should imagine, around trading and risk applications, can users reasonably expect on the back of implementing CompatibL AI?
Right. Well, Victor, it's quite astonishing, actually, as just how widespread the use of natural language documents is in capital markets today. So these documents, include trade confirmations, term sheets, offering memorandums, regulatory guidelines, and many others. And quantitative modeling, for its part, despite being math-based, it also produces very large volume of content as part of the model governance process, where the models are documented for the regulators and for the internal audit. And in the absence of an industry standard format for these documents, the style and structure, varies so widely from one firm to the next, even within different departments. In fact, I've seen even within the same department, 2 analysts would produce, radically different format for a very similar type of documents because each inherited the template from a different employee of the firm.
Yeah.
And due to the limitations of legacy natural language processing technology that existed before the emergence of the modern large language models, business processes involving these documents have largely resisted automation and had to be performed manually by large teams, to this day have to be performed manually by large teams of highly qualified experts. And this is exactly what we're trying to address. Right, so CompatibL recognized that the emergence of large language models, LLMs, created an opportunity to finally automate comprehension, validation and generation of natural language documents, making the workflows that involve them, faster, more reliable, and also easier to audit because you can go back and see exactly why the document was written in a certain way.
Right.
So there are three types of processes that we implemented for clients using CompatibL AI. Right? So first is comprehension, namely converting text into data. Right. So for example, we may read a PDF term sheet. Right. It could be a text, or it could be even PDF, as an image, with diagrams and everything, and enter a what-if trade, or read regulatory guidelines, for example, for SACCR, which is the latest contemplated credit risk regulation, and extract the relevant regulatory model parameters from the trade. For example, one of the parameters there says, well, the last day of risk, or the longest maturity reference by the instrument, right? So it's able to look at the trade, read the instructions, and extract the information. So the second type is validation, where AI is used to verify the existing data. For example, in our model governance solution, which is based on AI, we confirm that source code changes match the corresponding JIRA tickets, so it's a tracking system for changes, or Git commit messages as a version control messages that software engineer Quant uses to record the change. So we make sure that this tickets and messages correspond to the actual source code changes. And this is important because later they're used to create model release notes, which is what AI also does. And if there's a gap between the actual model change and these messages, right, then a release note may not reflect the change. So we automated this entire process and essentially, use it to monitor the changes and highlight, what needs to be modified in the documentation. Yep. And the third and final type is, of course, generative applications, because it's generative AI, right? So we use AI to create and amend natural language text, for example, model governance documentation, in many others. And we use in each case we use our customized language models to ensure that CompatibL AI produces documents that have the appropriate style, appropriate voice, and are in compliance with internal and regulatory guidelines, which what out-of-the-box language models will not do, right? So they produce, something that sounds like no commonplace internet content, right? But these documents are written in a very particular style. They use very particular jargon, right? And RA is able to replicate that. And one thing I wanted to say also in conclusion is that whatever the use case, CompatibL AI always has humans in control, and humans always, with our product, humans always sign off on the final work product. So CompatibL AI is a co-pilot that can perform mundane and repetitive tasks to make the work of human analysts more effective as well as more fulfilling and rewarding. So we're not proposing, now or for really ever, that AI can replace humans, right? But AI can be a co-pilot that helps humans to do their work faster and also to be more fulfilled, in the job.
Good points. My final question to you then, Alex, is I should imagine CompatibL is constantly drip feeding new features and functionality into CompatibL AI as a means of enhancing its support for its buy-side and sell-side clients, right? What I want to know from you is what major enhancements have you got planned over, say, the next 6 to 12 months that clients can look forward to?
Right, Victor, you're absolutely right. I mean, we're indeed rapidly iterating on a product and are always looking for new applications. And of course, this is very exciting early days of AI in financial markets where the pace of innovation is absolutely tremendous. And, so there are many, new product features that we're releasing this year. So I'll mention one that I'm especially excited about, which is our new AI-based solution for what-if analysis. So what-if analysis, it's a critical and very time-sensitive business function where risk and capital requirements of a potential new trade are analyzed before it can be executed. And there is a time limit. Within that time limit, the what-if analysis have to be performed, otherwise the trade cannot be done. So CompatibL AI uses the unique capabilities of our customized language models to assist and partially automate this important process, again, with humans performing the final sign-off. And while what-if analysis may not seem like a natural use case for LLMs, because really the calculations that are performed, math-based, regulatory guidelines-based, what we recognize is that the most time-consuming and unreliable part of the process that is most frequently the reason why this deadline is missed is trade entry from natural language trade specifications. And this is exactly where I can help. So for example, sometimes the specifications are obtained from a term sheet provided by the counterparty, right? So the counterparty wishes to make a trade, right? And they send a term sheet that you need, the bank needs to enter into their system for sell side or buy side, right? So either it comes from the sell side to buy side or vice versa, right? Yeah. So the other party has to enter this into their system, right, in its natural language. Sometimes they come from emails, right, and sometimes even email threads where there is a long email discussion discussing exactly what the trade should be, right? And our AI is able to read this whole email thread, understand exactly what the concluding decision was about what the trade is being executed, and enter it. And another important trade entry pathway is a voice. In other words, when you can basically provide verbal instructions to describe the trade, and AI will understand them. So we found that out-of-the-box LLMs are unable to provide specialized comprehension suitable for trade entry, so they are not able to perform this task. And only after we enhance the models and fine-tune them, on examples from pretty vast database of sample trace in our risk solution, we're able to the AI was able to perform this task reliably. And our clients who deployed this as part of our risk platform reported that what if analysis performed by AI is faster and also more reliable than human doing it alone, right? So in other words, when AI does the draft entry and the human validates it, so it accelerates the process tremendously, also makes it more reliable, reduces errors, and also reduces time pressure. Now deadlines are not missed. So the reception of this has been tremendous. So we believe AI really has absolutely enormous potential automating many business processes in finance, because there's so much natural language in capital markets. That's really a very natural application for AI, and we plan to continue innovating.
Good, Alexander. That's a great point to finish our conversation on. Clearly, you guys are on the cusp of something really exciting. You've done a lot of work on the AI front already, but there's still lots of work and lots of applications across the buy side and the sell side, clearly.
That's right.
Lying ahead. That just leads me to thank you very much for your time. It's really good to see you again. Congratulations to you, and of course to CompatibL as well, for this win. And who knows, I wouldn't be surprised if we see you at this time next year winning another award in the annual American Financial Technology Awards.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you, and thank you for having me.